Hello, my name is Corey Heinlein, and this is my historical speech on the start of the NFL Super Bowl. Almost every sport in the U.S. has one game that most citizens look forward to. For baseball, it's the World Series. For basketball, it's the NBA championship. And when it comes to football, it's known as the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is a well-known event throughout the U.S. and is an event that many football fans look forward to and hope that their favorite team makes it to. But where did the Super Bowl start? How did the event become such a staple in history? Today I'm going to be talking to you about the first Super Bowl, when this historical event took place, and how has it affected the U.S. today. The Super Bowl is a U.S. professional gridiron football game and is the championship for the NFL, or National Football League. This game is played by the winners of the American Football Conference and the National Football Conference each January or February, and is hosted in a different city each year. Although the first Super Bowl was actually known as the AFL-NFL World Championship game, the NFL has officially formed back in the 1920s, but in 1959, a group of businessmen were denied by the NFL formed their own league, which became known as the AFC. In 1966, both associations negotiated an agreement to merge their leagues in the 1970s. The mergers for those associations brought an entirely new concept to the game of football and an opportunity to show who was the best team in the league. When the first Super Bowl took place, it was after the agreement between both leagues to form the merger and was played to determine who had the best team. The contest was played against the NFL's team, the Green Bay Packers, and the AFL's team, the Kansas City Chiefs. During the game, it was no surprise that the Packers won, as they were led by legendary coach Vince Lombardi, and ended the first Super Bowl with a victory of 35-10. It was played on January 15th, 1967, and tickets were sold for a measly $12, and was still the only Super Bowl in history to not sell out. When you compare those prices to 2020 prices, at almost $7,000, it is astounding to think that it is the only one to not sell out. The prices were definitely different from those days to today, but viewing the game was also vastly different in the number of fans they had. Back in 1967, the first Super Bowl was only able to air on two different networks, where we are able to view the game on almost every news, media, or sports channel known to mankind. Those networks also had to use their own announcers, where we all have the same ones today. The game took place at the LA Coliseum and had about 94,000 seats. A third of those seats were empty. Because of the impact that came from this contest, there has never been a Super Bowl game that has not sold out since then. Although there are so many differences between the first Super Bowl and what we know now, I know that because the contest was born, it's brought so much joy to those who love football. In conclusion, the first Super Bowl was able to usher in a new contest worth watching for football fans around the world. The concept that a group of businessmen from the 1960s came together and were able to help form what is known as the NFL back then into what we know as now, the game of football has changed for the better. The Super Bowl is one of those things that most all Americans plan a day around, just like holidays, as sometimes for certain people like myself, it is a tradition. I hope this has given you some knowledge about the first Super Bowl and how it began. Thank you.